it's like all about having a plan, right? You fail to plan, you
Exactly.
plan to fail. And once you've got that plan, then everything is just a matter of being disciplined and sticking to that plan.
100%. And look, I think the most important thing, guys, is that this doesn't need to be difficult. This should actually be an enjoyable process, even if you've got
Yes.
baggage around money. And the biggest mistake that you can make is abdicating this responsibility of trying to outsource it, because this is the most critical part of your life. And not only your life, but the life of every single lineal descendant that will come after you. So by abdicating responsibility and trying to outsource this to somebody without being involved in it whatsoever, it would be remiss. Learn to do this for yourself, learn how to design your own roadmap, learn how to implement this strategy, learn how to pull the levers, and it will be the best decision that you ever make, because it will make all of your hard work ultimately worth it.
Yeah, that's beautiful that you mentioned family and descendants, because that's, it's one avenue where your business can go to. I found that as I have grown my business, and I ticked the box about 4 or 5 years ago of having enough income for myself and enough income flowing into my investments that for me, I could just pretty much let things run. And I've had a number of years of 3 days a week work, pretty chill, enjoying working with my team, enjoying serving our customers, enjoying spending time on things outside of my business that I neglected as I was in the early years of building a business. And I found that my energy shifted from optimizing income and then optimizing time to now optimizing for impact. And that's been such a beautiful process of saying to myself, okay, well, now that money thing's sorted, and I can, just let it roll over the next 10 years, and I'll have my, big wealth pile box ticked. What does the rest of my life look like? And how can I serve my communities? How can I serve the people I'm around? How can I serve my family and those who are around me? I don't have kids, maybe yet. We'll see what happens there, right? But for me, it was like, okay, cool. Now that I've got that taken care of, I'm out of survival mode with my money. I'm out of survival mode with my wealth. And I get to, when a business friend of mine calls me and says, hey, I'm shutting down my business and I really believe in the work of that business and I want to take that further, I can drop everything and actually step into that business and become a part of that, because I can support it and because I've got the bandwidth and the financial means to be able to be a part of that. And, for me, that's literally, the highest level of maybe not the highest level of self-actualization, okay, but business-wise, the highest level of actualization there is like, okay, I've made the transition from just serving Pete to now my energy is around serving others, serving the community, and I get to spend lots of time thinking about how do capitalist structures get used for good, and how can the businesses that I'm a part of serve the communities that they're a part of. And that's really exciting to me, because to me, that's like an even bigger game of business that I never dreamed that I could be a part of. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
And what's great is it comes full circle, Pete. This is the epitome of freedom, right? And funnily enough, I've just written my last Paul, The Family Vault, which is the whole idea of creating generational wealth, which for some people, that's for their children. I don't have kids either. I've got a couple of fur babies lying next to me at the moment. But my generational wealth is about benefiting others and giving people the freedom to pursue their passions and make meaningful change in this world. Because imagine if every single future generation had the ability to not work because they had to, but work in areas that actually they're passionate about, to do things to save the environment and fix real world issues. Now, I think it's our responsibility as business leaders, once we can create financial freedom for ourselves, is to create the financial abundance for others. And that's really what I'm all about. And it's such a motivating thing, because it's not just you at stake. It can be the lives of many other people, which is far more motivating than just doing it all yourself, which is the reason why we need to start with the right here and now. And on that point, we developed a 40-point scorecard that we want people to understand what is the gap and where are they actually at right now, and what is the low-hanging fruit that will actually allow them to push the needle forwards, even if it's just a little bit. And out of that 40 points, the scary thing, Pete, is the average score is about 18 out of 40, which means that the average business owner is under average. And look, when you do this scorecard, guys, I don't want you to get too caught up in your score. I want you to pay attention to the things that are no's today that you can turn into yeses very quickly, because it's the knowing the gap that is the first step to starting to bridge it.
Thank you so much for sharing that resource. I think it's always good to get an idea of where you are now. And that's, to me, when I see a scorecard, it's like, all right, cool. How do I get that higher? I happen to be competitive in nature, and I'm also really excited to plug the holes and fix the problems. And I'm looking forward to getting into the scorecard for myself to see how I do, because I haven't done it yet. I think for any business owner, even reflecting on their score and, being asked the questions is enough of a prompt to realize, okay, well, Jackson, you've worked with thousands of business owners. These are the 40 odd things that someone needs to actually look at. Great. They can start thinking about some of those things. And, wealth is a process of learning and also a process of building as well. Don't try and get these all done in 30 days. These are the kind of things where, one by one, you work on them, maybe you print it out and stick it up on a wall and you say, okay, cool. Well, in 90 days time, I want to check in and I want to have 1 or 2 of those things done. Or in a year's time, maybe I want to have 5 or 10 of those things done. And then, let yourself work through that. It's also the kind of thing that's probably a good idea to have a conversation with your family, have a conversation with your accountant and advisors, have a conversation with your team in the business. Maybe it's a tool that you can share with your team as well. And I really love sharing wealth generation conversations with my team. For some business owners, it's real icky. It's like, oh, but I'm the boss and there's this power dynamic and there's a hierarchy and rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, no. We're building wealth in different ways, but it's everyone's responsibility to build wealth for themselves. And so I really love sharing that with my team, because when I've got people around me who are excited about the same kind of stuff, I can be excited about their goals. They can be excited about my goals as well. And it's so rewarding for me when I'm working with a team member and, we've shared goals in the past, and my marketing manager, Angel, recently had enough money saved and income through the business to go and buy and build her home, buy a plot of land and build her dream home, which she's now living in and showing up for meetings in this fucking baller house that she had built. And it's like, wow, that's just so cool and so rewarding. And for me, I bought a truck, and my camper truck was like my ultimate adventure machine, which I'd had on my list for a while. And so, being able to grow and rise together and share that journey is really awesome. And it starts with conversations. It starts with, you don't have to geek out on it, but it starts with taking an interest in this and having conversations about it. And, for many families, for many businesses, money is not really something that you talk about, but everything, we've talked about here is not all that scary, and it doesn't need to be too scary for business owners. It might hurt the first time you do that first push-up, but it's certainly a muscle that can be built.
I couldn't agree more, mate. It's fantastic.
So Jackson, if someone wants to reach out and have a chat with you, let us know. How can they get in touch? Obviously, there's a link right now below this video to the scorecard. That's a great place to start. At the end of the scorecard, you'll have an opportunity to get in touch or not if you want to start there. But otherwise, Jackson, where should people follow you? Where are you most active? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter?
Yep.
Where do you like people to follow you?
Facebook's the best place. I'm producing content every single day, just really giving you bite-sized pieces of information that'll help you push the needle forward in your finances, both personally and in your business. So just search for me, Jackson Milan, add me as a friend. We'll continue the conversation there. And just remember, guys, a good idea in theory remains exactly that, just a good idea, unless you put it into practice. So take some of these concepts, take some of these ideas, and just start taking action upon them, and the results will come.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, if you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, or if you're listening on a podcasting app of some sort, head along to wherever you're accessing this and go down to the comment section, and please leave a comment and let us know what you thought. If you're interested in us explaining in depth a little bit more any of the concepts that you heard, or if you've got questions, we use some terms like EBITDA, which means earnings before interest, tax, and depreciation and appreciation, all those kind of things. If there's anything that kind of popped up for you that you don't quite understand, Jackson and I will be around to answer questions below this video or audio, wherever you're currently consuming this content. So Jackson, I want to say a massive thank you so much for sharing the time. To the listener or watcher, thank you so much for being here with us as well. We wish you all the best on your wealth creation journey, and we'll see you soon. See you, Jackson. Thanks so much for coming, man.
See you later, mate.